What's up, everybody? This is your newest episode of Houston Sports Social. I'm your host, Justin. We got your boy Sean up in here. Say what's up, Sean.
What up?
And we got our boy Shimmy Sham. Say what's good, Shim.
What's up, people? It's Shimmy Sham here, a.k.a. Sham Wild, a.k.a. Sham Amazing, a.k.a. Dark Temptation, a.k.a. The finer younger brother of Tate Dix. What's up?
And we got our episode 2. Episode 2 is in the mix, guys. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. We got a lot of things to talk about. We got the NBA. We got more NCAA college basketball hoops to talk about. We got the NFL. We got Astros talk with baseball talk as well. We're throwing in some MMA today, a little bit different. We're throwing in some MMA and boxing in there too. So it's going to be different. And then, as usual, to wrap the show up, we're going to have a little bit of craziness in there. So thanks for tuning in for another episode. So let's jump into it.
Let's go.
We got the NBA, guys. Let's start off with that Rockets game. Oh my God! The first one. Let's touch on Portland. Let's touch on the Portland game because that was a game, man.
Don't get me started on the Portland game.
That was a game because I remember they had an interview with Dame and CJ McCollum. You sent me that, Sean, and they were saying they were talking about the end of that first, well, not the first one, but that last meeting between the two teams
Back in Houston,
yeah. And CP3 at I think with 2 seconds, 7 seconds left or something stupid, he went in for a layup and he made the layup, and Dame was mad about that. And so they were interviewing them in a dinner setting or whatever with the interviewer. And he was like, "How did that make you feel?" And he was like, "Well, that wasn't." Well, Dame is saying "Man, that wasn't right. I didn't do it. The game was over." And then CJ McCollum was like, "Ain't gonna be no more layups.
Ain't gonna be no more layups.
Ain't gonna be no more
quote unquote no more
quote
layups.
Unquote, man." And it was. I'm not even gonna say we beat that ass because we didn't beat that ass.
We did.
That
at the same time, don't talk shit.
Yeah, don't talk shit and don't back it because there was a compilation video where they're just. It shows that clip where CJ is saying ain't gonna be no more layups, and then it shows James and it shows everybody, Luke, everybody hitting them layups, and so it's just crying Jordan. Yeah, that was a good game because we need a game like that, man.
Yeah,
we need a game like that because that game, that's gonna be how the playoffs is every single game. You know what I mean? And that's how it's got to be. We got to be ready for stuff like that, So. Yeah. With that being said, let's go to the Memphis game.
Oh
my God.
Yeah, let's talk about Memphis right now. Memphis is going through probably one of their worst seasons, probably in franchise history.
Yeah.
With them at I think it's 18 wins this year.
Yeah, 18 wins.
And what's funny is that despite them beating the Rockets twice, which I thought they were going to be a really good team because in the beginning of the season, I went to a Memphis game and their defense is pretty good.
Yeah, that's what they're known for.
And that's what they're known for, of course.
Gritty,
and that's before Fizdale got a
Fizdale, David Fizdale, yeah.
And I was thinking man, this is going to be a tough team to beat.
Yeah.
In the series because they're in the Southwest Division.
Yeah. But
the fact that they've only had 18 wins, 19 wins. Give or take a few. It's just I guess, it's just they got beat by 61 points last night, by the way. I don't know if you saw the game. I saw some highlights.
It was bad. It was like a G League game. It was so bad. It was when the NBA teams go abroad to play the Chinese teams.
Yes.
As a scrimmage, that's what it looked like.
Exactly what it looked like.
That's what it looked like.
Hold on. It was Kemba Walker. That's his name, right?
Kemba
Walker.
Drop. How
okay.
many?
Okay. All right. Did anybody know who this person was?
Okay. So
before he,
no. In his defense,
I'm just saying.
No. In his defense, he's not a
exactly
name, but he's good.
Exactly. Yeah, he's good, but damn, it's at the same time, both of these teams are bad.
Yeah.
Kemba's their starting point guard, so Kemba's just not put in the right system. He's on a Charlotte team.
Yeah.
If he was probably put in a different system, he probably could be a little bit more successful.
Yeah. And there was actually an article by Dan Feldman on NBC Sports. I got to pull it up right here. It said there's a report that the Grizzlies were laughing and joking in the locker room after their 61-point loss.
Wow.
It said that was they were just laughing. They were just man, these dudes it was whatever to them. They're still getting paid. And Bickerstaff, JB Bickerstaff he was a former Rockets coach.
Correct.
An interim coach. He said one thing when you've got a bunch of young guys that don't understand what it takes to survive in this league. You know, if you want to make it, there's a matter of bounce back, a matter of pride, a matter of mental toughness that you got to have and show on every given night and every opportunity you get. What happened tonight? There's no defending the way we played. So when your coach is saying some shit like that and you're in the locker room laughing, like, bro, it's
dude,
bad.
you're a professional team.
You get paid to play ball.
And then on top of that, because you can be a professional playing overseas, playing in different leagues, but everybody dreams about coming to the NBA, the American League, because it's the best league.
And then when you get stomped like that,
Man.
that's terrible. And you're laughing about it. Like, you go to the locker room and you're just like, yeah, whatever. We just got our teeth stomped in. Whatever.
It kind of feels like, I mean, a lot of these teams like Memphis, the Bulls, the Suns,
they're
all tanking.
They're going for that first pick. They're going for that lottery pick, you know? And it's just, you know, efforts like that.
I'm so glad Daryl Moore doesn't think that way, because he doesn't care about picks.
I know.
He's just ready to make big moves.
Yeah, that's what he does. He collects draft picks from trades, right? He doesn't work via the draft. He sells his draft picks, he sells his superstars, and then he gets more picks from that, and then he uses those picks for trades for a James Harden. You know, for stuff like that, because picks are what people need, what these teams want. That's what they're tanking, right?
Yeah.
And so when you collect your picks like that, you can trade them like Pokemon cards.
Are there James Harden?
Did you really just mention Pokemon cards?
I did.
Hey, you know what? Okay. No, we need to stop. Stop the whole podcast. You just missed Pokemon cards. Get the fuck up out of here. Just mentioned Pokemon cards. Get the fuck up out of here.
Don't
You're a
act
grown ass man. You talking about Pokemon cards? Get the fuck up out of here.
Don't act like you never fucked with Pokemon cards.
Yeah, when I was a kid.
So
When I was a kid, you're a grown ass man.
I did it for the sake of example.
You're 27. No, shut up.
Anyways, shut the fuck up. Anyways, moving on. Speaking of lackadaisical efforts, let's go back to the Rockets game against Detroit. That was
What was that, man?
rough.
What was that?
Rough game.
That was a rough game. Kind of didn't want to watch it, but then I watched it, and I'm like,
yeah, because you want to watch it because you got to support your team. But man, when they show out like that,
that was pretty. And then what's funny is that they actually won that game.
they won, and PJ Tucker is the reason they won that game. He's the
Exactly.
reason he had that putback layup, and that's the only reason because they went to overtime
Yeah,
with Detroit.
that game should not have gone into overtime.
Bro, we were 12 of 51 for .235 for three. 12 of 51.
What's
yeah,
funny
it's 12
is-
3-point, but 51. But what's funny is they were 34 of 57 for .596 from two. They beat our ass in the paint.
They had atrocious.
Because they
numbers.
got Blake and they got Andre Drummond, you know?
Yeah.
And both of those boys are big. They're big dudes, you know? And
Griffin
this game,
had himself a triple double that day.
yeah, and he
that
did,
night,
and he was having his way. It was honestly at the end there. It was Blake versus James because they both just had to take over, you know, because nobody else was really doing anything. And this, like games like that, it shows like Chris Paul's value to this team because James Harden wasn't doing that well either for the majority of the game. He really only showed out in like the fourth quarter.
7 points in the first half?
Yeah. It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
His percentage was really low.
Although he did have a bad game, I mean, he did come out with 21 points at the end of the game.
At the end, yeah. Which I mean, yeah, it's crunch time, but yeah.
It's one of the first times he wasn't like at the top with the most points. Eric Gordon had the most
Yeah.
points.
Because you're used to seeing him like with like 15, 20 something points by halftime.
By
you know?
halftime.
And so I guess it's been a long
Heck,
season.
I've seen it in one quarter. So
Yeah. It's been a long season. You can understand that people are tired, but man, you got to show out because like that. Because it's you're fighting for that home seat, that first seed, so you can get that home court.
correct.
But this game also it highlighted Joe Johnson's struggles, bro. He was not good last night. He was not. He was struggling from three. He was missing layups. He was missing post ups, and that's what you bring him in for, right? You bring him in for that veteran mentality, for that veteran savantness to be able to score.
Apparently he's trying to acclimate himself, or D'Antoni's trying to
But
get him
how long-
acclimated.
when did we sign him? We signed him like a month ago, right?
We signed him around the same time we signed Brandon Wright.
Yeah,
which
that's-
is
another point we're gonna get to. Brandon Wright has been released by the Rockets, and the thing is, we needed a big man because Capella's young. Yeah, he's young, but he can't play the whole game. Nene only plays every other game because he's old.
Like he
And
missed
then-
2 games. He hasn't played for the past 2
Yeah,
games.
and then
Like just because he's old? Like just because?
no, but no,
Like,
they
yeah.
they purposely rest him because his
Right.
body can't take it because he's
Right.
up there. He's like 30, 36, 37.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's old. He's old.
I know. I knew he was old.
And
I knew.
then after that, we got Tariq Black, which is Tariq Black, which is Tariq Black. You know, so it's just like, man,
Dope name though.
because Brandon Wright was good with Memphis, man. He was good, and
He was
like
good.
we got to a point where I was just like, is Brandon Wright still on the team? You know, it was like, man, you don't hear nothing about him. But apparently, he had a knee procedure. He's going to get released. The Rockets aren't going to hold him. They're going to still take care of him with physical therapy and post surgery and stuff. So that's good, I guess. The Rockets, I mean, I guess they need this little break before the next game. I think they're playing on Saturday, right?
They're playing back-to-back Saturday and Sunday.
Who they got on Saturday and Sunday?
Need to see. I think they got the Hawks on Sunday.
Okay, that should
I
be
got
That's
it
going
right
to be
here.
an easy
be
game.
enough. Should
Hey,
be.
but those easy games end up being tough games, just like Detroit.
Yeah.
No, tomorrow they play the Pelicans.
Oh, that's going to be tough.
Pelicans. That's a tough game. I mean,
The
the
Pelicans
Rockets
bring
should
it.
still win.
Yeah.
It's just really Anthony Davis, honestly, but the Rockets
Yeah.
should still win. So
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, but the
That's-
Pelicans are slightly better. Well, not slightly. That's an understatement. They're better than Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do they got in the second game after the
the
Pelicans?
second game, hold on, sir. Let me check that. How about you ad lib while I check that?
Wow. Okay.
Ad lib,
Anyways.
motherfucker. Come on now.
Ad lib. Hurry up, you fat.
What are you talking about? The Sunday game?
Yeah, the Sunday
Sunday,
game.
the Hawks.
It's the Hawks, right?
Yeah.
So it's Pelicans and then Hawks.
Yeah.
Okay.
back-to-back.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you had it right. Damn, come on.
All right,
Listen,
cool.
Justin.
But
Shit.
yeah.
Come on, man.
I mean, I feel like after this, it's just like kind of coast. You got to start resting these players, man.
Yeah.
You got to start resting because Chris Paul, he's out with a soft tissue hamstring. His hamstring is sore.
And yo, we saw that.
Yeah.
we all saw that because
We
we
all
saw
saw
that.
that.
Yeah,
Portland game.
like we text each other. It's like, yo, we just saw Chris Paul hold that hamstring.
Yeah, that
Somebody
was
got hit in the
not-
throat, but he held that hamstring for a minute.
Yeah,
though.
it's just like, ow, my nose, and you're holding your jaw. It's like, what? But yeah, the Rockets got a little bit to go, but hopefully they just coast to the playoffs. Wins, I don't think they really, because we're 5 games ahead of the Warriors, and we got the tiebreaker. So I feel like if we rest people, we get people that don't have a lot of minutes. You know, get Gerald Green involved, get Joe up to speed, I guess, however long it takes him. Get Tariq in there because they got to get playoff ready. They got to get playoff hardened, and we need our health. We need our health. While everybody else is losing theirs, like the Warriors, with like all of their starters like hurting and stuff.
Yeah, but they're going to be back. So
Yeah,
Yeah, you can't count Golden
you
State out.
cannot
for
count
sure,
them
for
out.
sure, for
I
sure.
still think the Rockets are a better team, but you just can't.
Yeah,
You can't count Golden State out. Like them 2 beige brothers, man.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's in 2 beige bros.
With
yeah.
Durant,
yeah.
and and you got that. What's that dark skin dude? Oh,
That
Green.
one dark skin dude.
Draymond.
Draymond
All right,
Green.
so let's get to some NBA news around the rest of the league. Let's just start with it. Let's talk about Kawhi.
Oh, okay.
All right,
right
hold
here.
on, hold on.
No,
Before
that's
you-
all me right
before
here.
you
Come
get
on
that,
now.
Before you get that, all right, there's a tweet. Let's set this up for him. There was a tweet by Tom Orsborn. He said, Tony Parker on his return from career-threatening quad injury he suffered last May. His quote, "I've been through it. It was a rehab for me for 8 months. Same kind of injury as Kawhi. But mine was 100 times worse, but the same kind of injury. You just stay positive." Tony also said he never considered getting a second opinion after he tore his quad. Quote, "I could have gone anywhere, but I trust my Spurs doctors. They have been with me my whole career. They know my body better than anybody. I feel like we have the best medical team in the world." Wow. When Tony Parker is saying, man, I had the same shit happen to my same muscle in the same leg,
But
and it was
worse.
100 times worse. Not
Worse.
a little bit worse, 100 times worse.
What
And
does
I'm
that say
fine.
about you?
What does that say about Kawhi? And the fact
Oh,
that they
I
had
got
that,
it.
the fact
Oh, I
that they
got
had that little meeting. Yeah, go ahead, Shem. Go ahead.
Come on, man. Let me do it,
Go
man.
ahead. Go ahead.
Nah, Kawhi's scared. Kawhi's scared. He's scared, dog.
And this is
Look,
coming from a Kawhi fan.
Yeah,
yes, I got my Spurs jersey on right now. Tim Duncan, number 21. I got it on right now.
Yeah.
Yes, does it make my arms look short? Yes, but that's okay because I wear this jersey proudly, okay? But look, my thing with Kawhi, and like we both read the report.
Yeah.
That they had a players meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Players
led-
only meeting. No
Yep.